SCP-001 Proposal 1036. Object Class: Euclid. Joric Demetric Proposal. Threat Level: Green. Circumstantial: Red. Containment Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: Incidences of SCP-001 are to be contained within a standard humanoid containment module. Under no circumstances are there to be any incidences of SCP-001 to be stored at the same site, allowed to interact in any manner, or be made aware of information regarding other members of the group. Personnel assigned to any single SCP-001 subject are not to be made aware of the other incidences of SCP-001, or the connections among them. SCP-001 subjects are not to come in direct contact with any other anomalous items outside approved testing. Revised, redacted, 2000, redacted, 05 Special Order A-1130-X. In light of the events resultant in SCP-001-05's death, the use of SCP-001 subjects in the neutralization of anomalous objects is hereby prohibited. All care is to be taken to keep SCP-001 subjects alive and unharmed. Recovery and containment of SCP-001 subjects is to be considered highest priority. In case of a death event, Ouroboros Protocol is to be initiated as soon as possible. Description: SCP-001 is a group of 36 individuals designated SCP-001-1 through SCP-001-36. There is no apparent pattern in terms of ethnicity, gender, age, or religious affiliation amongst SCP-001 subjects. SCP-001 subjects display no anomalous properties of their own. However, any anomalous item, entity, or property brought into close proximity with an SCP-001 subject will be greatly modified from its original properties. Most often, this will result in a lessening or total nullification of anomalous properties. Those properties not nullified will be changed so as to display consistency between objects of similar properties. All of these effects are instantaneous and will occur without any input from the subject. The area of these effects will expand in when multiple SCP-001 subjects are brought together, as well as the intensity of the changes. Multiple SCP-001 subjects are capable of nullifying anomalous effects without being aware of the presence of said objects. All subjects of the SCP-001 seem to be instinctively aware of information regarding other SCP-001 subjects. Generally, the total number of the group and details of between 1 and 3 individuals. This knowledge is vague, making locating uncontained subjects difficult. The death of an SCP-001 subject will result in the manifestation of multiple anomalous entities and phenomena in the area. These manifestations will be of such a scope that traditional containment measures are unfeasible, and will result in significant casualties and collateral damage. Contained SCP-001 subjects have claimed that this is a result of the deceased individual's absence, letting things through, and that further events will be more severe as time progresses. In addition, contained subjects have claimed that any deceased individual will be replaced by a newborn bearing the appropriate properties. No such individual has yet been located. See Document 00-EX for a list of notable modifications to items by SCP subjects. A full listing of nullifications may be found in Document 00-N. Addendum 001. Known members of SCP-001 are as follows: SCP-001-01, Jewish, German, male, 93, contained. Currently induced status to prevent death. Numerical identification code tattooed on left forearm. SCP-001-2, Tamil, female, 88, contained. Was pregnant at time of containment. Child born without incident. Currently under Foundation watch. SCP-001-3, British, female, 91, contained. Subject was a British Army nurse, recorded as dead in 1943. SCP-001-4, Han, Chinese, male, 97, contained. First subject to disclose information regarding other subjects in the Foundation. Daoist priest of the Quanzhen School. SCP-001-5, Pashtun, male, 101, deceased. Subject died in containment. See Incident Report 001-05-EX for further details. SCP-001-6, Italian, female, 39, uncontained. Originally recovered from a hostel in Budapest. Subject escaped containment 8 days later, during breach at Site 90. Current whereabouts unknown. SCP-001-07, Polish, Argentinian, female, 52, uncontained. In possession of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. SCP-001-08, Russian, male, age 5, uncontained. In possession of an unknown individual or group. No family members have been located. SCP-001-09, Aboriginal Australian, female, 31, uncontained. In possession of the GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. SCP-001-010, African American, male, 28, uncontained. In possession of the GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. SCP-001-011, Nigerian, male, 45, contained. SCP-001-011's family was present during recovery. SCP-001-011's eldest son offered armed resistance to the Foundation personnel, despite SCP-001-011's objection, and was neutralized. Remainder of family administered Class A anesthetics. SCP-001-012, Arabic, female, 14, deceased. Subject was killed by members of GOI-03, the Chaos Insurgency, during the recovery effort. See Incident Report 001-012-RC-EX for further details. SCP-001-03, Korean American, female, unknown, uncontained, actively frustrating recovery efforts. SCP-001-014, Navajo, male, 23, contained. Was recovered by the Foundation personnel after contact had been made between the subject and SCP-1295. See Document 001-EX for further details. Addendum 2, SCP-001-01 through SCP-001-05 were initially recovered on redacted 1944 in Jerusalem during investigation of supposed miracles and other anomalous events by the HMF SCP. SCP-001-01 through SCP-001-05 were found in the care of 3 individuals classified as POI 1458, 1459, and 1460. Said individuals possess ties to the GOI-16 Horizon Initiative and may have had a hand in its founding. The recovery effort was hindered by fractional fighting within the HMF-SCP. SCP-001-01 was severely injured in the resulting firefight, but was successfully stabilized and recovered along with the other subjects, and passed into the jurisdiction of the Preservationist faction. The individuals responsible for sheltering SCP-001 subjects fled during the fighting and were not able to be apprehended. Interview Log 001-11-02. The following interview with SCP-001-05 was recorded on redacted 19 redacted Dr. redacted. You spoke last time of having a specific purpose. Could you explain? SCP-001-05.
The world is broken.
I am here to set things right. Go on. The world is broken, Doctor, and my brothers and sisters and I are here to heal it, to gather together and prepare the way for what is to come. The process has already been set in motion, though regrettably, there has been some setbacks. Please explain. He was the only one who was redacted. He was the only one who was to gather all the rest. With him now hovering between life and death, that duty falls to us. But we only know glimpses of few others in our number. It is enough. You don't fear for his safety? Death is just another part of what is meant to be. It's nothing to fear. An admirable view of things. How did you learn of your purpose? I had a dream, portent, prophecy, hallucination, call it what you will. It planted a seed in my head. An institution, you might say. It was the next day I met SCP-001-1. Can you describe the dream? There was a man in rich clothing, like the emperor, like a king or emperor. He kept saying, "Where is the tailor? Where is my tailor?" Pacing back and forth. Each time he asked, another voice would answer, "He is close now. He is close at hand." But he did not arrive. The man would become more and more upset, and as he paced, moths came and landed on him, and began to eat away at his clothing. His robes began to fail and rot as more and more moths landed on him, and some even bit his skin. But then, the doors opened, and there arrived not one tailor but dozens, led by the most masterful tailor in the kingdom. The king was overjoyed, for he knew he would be saved from the moths that tried to consume him. I woke up, and then I knew. He found me, and I followed him. If you'll pardon the dramatic phrasing, when all of you come together, the world will end, correct? Doctor, the world has already ended. This was to be the last war. The world's time has come and gone, and it is stretching thinner by the day until there will be nothing left but the moths. Perhaps there is some time left. We can find each other on our own. And when that happens, quiet days, Doctor. Quiet days in peace. Incident Report 001-05-EX. Date, redacted, 19, redacted. Location, Site, 128. Coordinates, redacted. Event type, LK. Localized crisis. Description: events occurred upon death of SCP-001-05 at 10:12 p.m. local time. MTF squad stationed at Site 41, Site 98, and Site 203 were deployed in response. Liquidation protocols for all items within Site 128 were authorized at 10:15 p.m. Resultant anomalies: UAP-redacted, self-replicating substance similar in composition to clay. Upon contact with a vertebrate organism, the substance would mold around the host, overriding the host's behavior. Without nearby hosts, substance would spread along the ground or coalesce into large masses. UAP-redacted, 8-wing entity with avian and cephalopoda traits, measuring 70 meters in wingspan and 45 meters tall, would manifest swarms of entities outwardly, similar to crows or ravens, measuring approximately 3 meters in length. UAP-redacted, a series of 109 great cubot-cahedrons measuring approximately 1 meter in width. Air temperature in a radius of 20 meters around the object would rise to over 250 degrees Celsius. Effective areas would immediately cool after exiting the area of effect. Objects were capable of flight at approximately 25 kilometers an hour. 9 reported Class C biological revival scenarios, widespread civilian reports of spontaneous, ritualistic cannibalism, anomalous weather patterns extending approximately 110 kilometers from the initial event site. Rainfall continues high amounts of fatal pathogens, including Ebola virus, E. coli, and variola major, and the disappearance of SCP-1348. Recovery efforts. Ouroboros protocol initiated at 10:23 p.m., completing at 11 p.m. Protocol was carried out at 97% efficiency. Foundation casualties 1,350. Items lost 27. Estimated civilian casualties 10,000. Date redacted, 2000 and redacted. Location redacted. Islamic Republic of Eastern Solemn Race. Event type LK, localized crisis. Description: recovery of SCP-001-12 was engaged at 7:31 a.m. local time. Subject was reluctantly cooperative. At 7:43 a.m., operatives from GOI-03, the Chaos Insurgency, attacked the recovery team. SCP-001-12 was severely injured during this event, along with agents redacted and redacted. SCP-001-12 was generally incoherent from this point, displaying signs of glossolalia. The extent of the subject's coherent statements was recorded as follows. "They're hungry, you see. Gnaws and bites and claws and crunch, crunch, crunch. Old food is better than no food, see? They're hungry and keep getting hungrier." Recovery team was attacked a second time at 8:15 a.m., resulting in the death of SCP-001-12. Resulting anomalies. UAP redacted. Semi-amorphous terrestrial entity measuring approximately 50 meters in height and 200 meters in length. Entity was resistant to conventional weaponry. UAP redacted. Data expunged. Spontaneous consumption of individuals by large mass of maggots. Species unknown. Data expunged. Data expunged. Flash flooding consisting of a mixture of 2% chocolate milk, crude oil, chicken broth, and rabbit feces. Reappearance of SCP-1348. See Document 001-EX for notable altercations. Notes: the Islamic Republic of Eastern Samosthaki has been classified as SCP-1173 on account of reality instability caused by flaws in the operation of the Ouroboros Protocol. Foundation casualties 8. Estimated Chaos Insurgency casualties 25. Estimated civilian casualties 175,000. Document 001-IC-34. The following communique originated within the leadership of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. The message was found alongside item E-7455 during recovery on redacted 2000 and redacted. How do you explain to someone that the world is dying and that only they may save it? We have often asked ourselves that question during the 60 or so years since that faithful day in Jerusalem, and entertained different notions on the most effective ways to do so. 50 years ago, we were Elijah, full of bluster and wrath, calling upon our less faithful brothers to rally to the 36's cause, using fear to further our goals. 30 years ago, we were Isaiah, seeking to strengthen our less courageous brothers, that with the conviction that our cause was just, speaking of the greatness of our task, using their newfound confidence to build an order on which our goals could stand. 10 years ago, we were Jeremiah, weeping at the door of the world's great powers, pleading for them to listen, for we now understood that the task was beyond our power alone. And now, we are Jonah, and are lost for words. How do we make you understand what is at stake, when the only way that you could see is to let everything your organization ever did go for the word of 3 old men? That is too much to ask, even of righteous men, and we are not certain that you are as such. All we can do is ask you to listen. You have seen what the 36 can do. You have seen the way the world unravels around them. But you don't understand why. You see them just as another entry in your great book of diseases, a threat to the wholeness of the body you keep, the world. It is not so. The items and phenomena you keep hidden from the world are not diseases. They are symptoms, and you are not keeping the world healthy by masking them. When the underlying condition is ignored, the problem is that this condition is chronic. The world is simply old, and the 36, they might make it young again. For them to be able to do so, you will be required to make the ultimate sacrifice. You must relinquish your identity. You were made to secure, and we are asking you to trust in the unproven. You were made to contain, and we are asking you to release. You were meant to protect, and we are asking you to leave the world vulnerable. It is an impossible request, this we know, but you must fulfill it if there is to be any hope for us. Release the 36. Let them come together. Let them do what needs to be done, and we shall follow. Help 3 old men make the world young again. Don't let it die.